Hello, students. I hope that you are okay. So in our lesson of today, we are going to look at graphs of quadratic functions in the form y equals x minus p squared plus q, or y equals minus into x minus p squared plus q. Okay, so in this kind of a quadratic function, we say that if we have got the function as y equals x minus p squared plus q, we say that the vertex is always PQ. PQ. This is always the vertex. So this one, we call it the vertex form actually, because the whole function shows what is the vertex already. You don't have to calculate to find the vertex, already it is shown. Then also, the line of symmetry is always at x equals p. This p, this x value, it is always the line of symmetry. And then it opens upward. It is upward opening. This is because the coefficient of x is positive. So this kind of a function shows us three things already: the vertex, the line of symmetry, and we get to know that it is upward opening. Then, if we have a function that is in the form of y equals minus x minus p squared plus q, then we say that the vertex also it is PQ. Then the line of symmetry also it is at the point x equals p. Then it is downward opening. The reason why it is downward opening, it is because you can see that the coefficient of x is negative. So when the coefficient of x is negative, then it means that it will be downward opening. And when it is positive, it means that it is upward opening. So this means that, for instance, if we have a function like, let's say we have got a function like y is equal to x plus 2 squared plus 1. So in this kind of a function, it means that the vertex will be, now this is plus 2, but here we have minus p. So if it is plus, you give the opposite sign. So for plus, you say minus. So it will be minus 2, then 1. Okay, because you see here p is minus. So here, if we have it as plus, we make it minus. So this will be the vertex. And the line of symmetry is x equals negative 2. You see? And this one, it is upward opening. Okay. So what about if we have got, let's say, the function is y equals minus x minus 5 squared plus 1. So for this one, the vertex will be, now this is minus 5. So because here we see that it is minus p, so minus and minus give you positive. So whenever you have a minus here, you write it as a plus. So we write it as 5, then 1. So that will be the vertex. And of course, the line of symmetry, will be at the point x equals 5. And we know that it is downward opening. Downward opening. Because we see that the coefficient of x is negative. Okay, so I hope that is very well understood. Sometimes you may have a function that is written in this form. Let's say you have y is equal to x squared plus 1. So this actually means that y equals x plus 0 squared plus 1. It actually means that here the value of p is 0. The value of p is 0. So that's why it is x squared plus 1. So it means that for this case, the vertex will be 0, 1. Something like that. And then the line of symmetry is x equals 0. Okay, so let's try something here. We see how we can sketch. So we need to see how we can sketch such graphs. Okay, so example 1, determine the graph of y equals x squared plus 1. So we need to know x squared plus 1. So part 1, we have y equals x squared plus 1. So as I've told you already, it means that y equals x plus 0 squared, then plus 1. So this means that the vertex is 0, 1. So this means that 0, 1, we plot 1 along the y-axis. So 1 is around here. So this means that the graph will be something like, let's say, okay, it will be something like that. So we say that this is y equals x squared plus 1. So the vertex is at 0, 1. Okay, so let's try this one. Y equals x plus 2 squared plus 1. So here the vertex is, if we have plus 1, so if we have this one, p as 2, we write it as minus 2. Then here we write 1. So this is the vertex. So let's also try to sketch that one. So the vertex is minus 2, 1. So this is minus 2 and 1 is here. So somewhere like here. So we come up with a sketch. So it will be something like this. So this one will say that this curve is for y is equal to x plus 2 squared plus 1. Okay, so let's try the second part. We have got y is equal to minus 5, x minus 5 squared plus 1. So this means that the vertex is, remember, if it is minus, we write it as plus. So that is 5, 1. Okay, don't forget to check the coefficient of x. Here we have no minus, that's why these are upward opening. Okay, so 5, 1. So 5 is around here between 4 and 6, and 1 is around here. So this means that the curve will be like this. So this is y is equal to x minus 5 squared plus 1. Okay, and the last one, if we are having y is equal to minus x minus 5 squared plus 1. So since this one, the coefficient of x is minus, it means that it will be downward opening. And the vertex will be 5, 1. So it is actually the same as this one, number 2, but the difference is that this one, it will be downward opening. So remember, this is 5, 1, but this one, it will be downward opening. So let's say, so this can be the sketch of y is equal to minus x minus 5 squared plus 1. Okay, so I believe now you should have understood how to sketch the graphs of quadratic functions which are in the vertex form. Let's get another example to understand it very well. So on the same grid, sketch the graphs of the following. Number 1, y equals x minus 2 squared. So for question number 1, we have y equals x minus 2 squared. Now, this actually means that q is 0. So it's like it is y equals x minus 2 squared plus 0. So here the vertex will be 2, 0. So this is the vertex, and it is upward opening because the coefficient of x is positive. So we look at positive 2, 0, it is at this point. So this means that the sketch will be something like this. So we say that this is y equals x minus 2 squared. Okay, now let's see part 2. In part 2, we are having y is equal to x minus 2 squared minus 1. So here the vertex is, remember this is minus 2, so it will be plus 2, then minus 1. So 2 minus 1, this is 2, and this is minus 2, so minus 1 is around here. Okay, and remember, this one is upward opening. So it means that it will move like something like this. This is just a sketch, it is not accurate. So this is y is equal to x minus 2 squared minus 1. Okay, and we see the last one. So for the last one, we have got y is equal to minus into x minus 2 squared minus 1. So since it is the coefficient of x is minus, so it will be upward opening. So it means that the vertex will be 2 minus 1, and it will be downward opening. Okay, now 2 minus 1, this is 2 minus 1 is this one. So now it will be downward opening. So something like this. So this is y equals minus into x minus 2 squared minus 1. So that is the way how we can create the sketch. So in our next lesson, we shall go ahead and see if we have the vertex form of a quadratic function, how can we be able to find the x-intercept? How can we be able to find the y-intercept? So that is what we are going to look at in our next lesson.